Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Guys, today we are back to work over here on the steam locomotive project at Georgia Museum of Agriculture, and give you a little update on what we got going on with our new dry pipe installation, as well as cleaning up some of the parts that came out of there, lapping in the throttle valve, and so on that. So let's get in here and just start taking a look at what all we got going on. So taking a look up inside the smoke box, you can see the hole they've got here where they cut the old dry pipe out. They've got that beveled in and kind of getting ready to weld in a new part there. Not exactly sure the exact plan. They've kind of told me a little bit about what they're going to be doing here. But I believe that what we're going to be doing is they're going to be bringing a new dry pipe. We're getting a new piece of pipe. At first they were going to use stainless steel on the dry pipe, but I think that has changed now, going back to an original carbon steel pipe. And I think they're going to be putting a flange here in the front that the pipe can screw into, and that will be welded in place there, I believe. We'll know more once they kind of get going here. I'll bring you guys in here and kind of show you what we end up with, but I think that's kind of the game plan. But we do have the old pipe out, and we're getting ready to start putting the stuff back together, or they are. So I was curious how they were going to tighten that T-pipe, or the elbow, up in the inside and get it all lined in, because they have to install it from the inside. So they made a little extension that goes on the front. It just threads onto the front, and you can see he's just cranking on that with a wrench. And up in the steam dome, he's got a pipe wrench holding the elbow in place, and they're tightening it in place. So that's going to work out good. Pretty cool. There it goes, tightening right up. You can kind of see that little piece they made a little bit better here. Just screws up in the end and got a big long wrench they used to tighten it up. Pretty ingenious. I wasn't sure how they were going to do that. Well, we got a new dry pipe installed. So they ended up just welding it in, kind of like it was originally on this one. So that's been welded in. I think they just finished with the welding. They just took off to go grab lunch. They're going to put a flange. They'll screw a flange up on this side right here, and that's where we'll mount our T bracket to. And after they get back from lunch, they're going to cap everything off, blank everything off, put the top of the steam dome back on up top up there, and they're going to do a hydro. They're going to check it for leaks, pump it up with water. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be here this afternoon. I've got other commitments that's going to require me not to be here, but they pretty much got the main job done here. They just need to test it now. They've already got the boiler about halfway full of water. They haven't got it quite up to the dry pipe yet. They've turned it off, but they will fill that completely up with water. All the holes, they've got all the holes going in here like this. Right here's where the injectors inject water. They got everything plugged off. Up on the top where the turret valve and the pressure gauge goes, all that is blanked off. And then I'll show you what they got over here. This is the top that goes on the steam dome that blanks down. So that's the lid that goes on top of the steam dome. They will bolt that back down. We got a new gasket in there for them, and they've got the one on this little curlicue in there. That's where they'll put a pressure gauge on top, and then they've got the quick disconnect there. They'll just use a pressure washer to pressurize the boiler, and they'll take it up to whatever pressure they decide to go to. The boiler is rated for 150 psi, so they will go at least to 150, probably a little bit over that, and check for leaks. And they'll check everything for leaks and make sure everything's good. It should be, but we're just about got this part knocked out. So we got that little upright pipe. It's just kind of sitting in there. We put it in there to make sure we had the elbow in the proper position. and it's all kind of where it needs to go. We'll have to take that out and put the gasket down below it. It's not important for the hydro test, but we'll do that later on. And you can actually see the water's up to just below the dry pipe right now. But they'll go ahead and fill this completely full of water where there's absolutely no headspace in here at all, because air will compress, water will not. Once that's done, they can pressurize everything and check it for leaks. All right, let me give an update on where we are on the train here. It's been actually been a couple of days since I've shot any video. We've done a bunch of work, but it's not been anything much fun. Mostly cleaning up and so forth like that. And it's been nasty work. I just hadn't done a lot of video. But the boiler company, I can't remember if I shot a follow-up on this or not, but the Hearst Boiler Company came on out. They got the new dry pipe installed. Let me show you what we got. So that's the new flange coming out of the front where the new dry pipe is in there. That flange is welded into the boiler just like the old one was before. And the new dry pipe is in there. The elbow is already in there. I think I talked about it already. They basically were able to just screw it all in from the outside, tighten up that fitting, and then weld it all into place, get it in the right position and weld it into place. Tomorrow I'm going to be out here with some of the museum folks, and we've got to do some work up in the steam dome. So there's that riser piece, that upright riser piece that fits on top of the elbow. We've got to get that installed tonight when I get home, and it won't be in this video. I'll try to do some for next week maybe. I got to make a U-bolt to strap all that down with. Also got to make some copper gaskets. I may do those tomorrow when we get out here to make sure they're fit just right. But we're going to be installing all that. Probably go ahead and get the throttle valve put back in, and where we can just button that up and move forward on be able to kind of start putting the boiler back together. In the meantime, I had some help this week. Don Hasselbach came down. He's been helped me before with stuff. He came down and spent a couple of days, and we did some cleaning. We got the smoke box cleaned up, and I've got a primer coat on there right now. That is a high temperature primer. That smoke box gets pretty warm. We're going to have to put a coat of high temperature paint on top of that, but I wanted to go ahead and get it primed. We had already kind of previously on the front up here, the steam engines and all that, we had primed it with some high temperature primer, and I got a coat of paint on most of it. We still got some painting that needs to be done, but we did get at least the first coat on there. I'm sure as we get closer to the finish, we're going to have to touch all that up. We'll probably put another coat on everything at that time, put a second coat on, but kind of getting started with that. So in addition to the painting here on the locomotive, we also spent a day out working on the tender. The tender, if you remember, we sent off and had sandblasted. They sandblasted it and primed it, and we spent a day out there basically doing some body filler work, Bondo work if you want to call it such. They had put a 2-part epoxy primer on it, so we were using some really good material that's supposed to work really good on that epoxy. I talked with one of my former scraping students, Charles Pastor, who's in the auto body business, does some really high-end auto body work, but he kind of advised me on some body filler to use and kind of a process. So anyway, we got that looking a lot better. It's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. That tender is it's not a sports car. It's just got still weld beads down the side of it in places. So, but we did at least try to go in there and do some filling on some of the bad pitting that was in it. It was sandblasted, epoxy primed, and we got the right filler to go on top of that where it should stick and stay. We've got to get the tender out to a auto body shop here in town that's going to actually paint it for us. They agreed to do that, and they're donating that to us, thank goodness. So I think we got to buy the paint, but they said they'd shoot it for us in their paint shop. So that we got to get that over to them. But we are making good progress on getting this thing back together. Next steps here. So once we get the steam dome buttoned up, get the throttle valve back installed, and all that, then we can start putting the insulation and the metal cladding that goes on top of the insulation back on. I think I had mentioned before, before they were using these bricks for insulation. It's a major pain in the rear to get that stuff put on there, and a lot of it broke when we took it off. So we're going to a ceramic fiber blanket material. Let me show you what it kind of looks like. So this is it right here. This is what they like wrap furnaces and things like that with. I think this stuff's good up to like 2200 degrees or something, which our boiler will never get that warm. But this is a ceramic fiber, and it's a blanket, and we can just wrap it around and then put the metal on top of this. And that's going to be much easier to do in one big piece rather than all those little bricks to go back in there. And we're going to have to order some more of this. We got one to just kind of try it out, but I think that's what we're going to go towards on the insulation. So once we get the insulation and the lagging back on, the little metal clad that all goes on there, that's going to probably take a couple of days just to do that. Then we can start putting all the steam fittings and stuff back on up inside the cab. The cab is, we will wait to put the cab on until after we at least get the saddle tank on. We're getting a new cab made. I think I've mentioned that before. We got a fab shop working on that. I don't think we're going to have it in time to kind of go ahead and get it put on right away, but we'll probably put the old cab back on until they get the new one here. The saddle tank that holds the water that fits up on top of the boiler is also at a shop being repaired. It's got some pinhole leaks in the bottom of that saddle tank that was leaking water, so we're going to actually cut out the old steel, weld in new steel, and repaint the saddle tank and all that before we put it back together. So we're waiting on that to come back as well. I'm not sure how long that's going to take. Hopefully by the end of August we'll have all that done. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But we're making good progress. It's just slow. Also that smokestack's got to come off. That's going to probably be sent out for sandblasting. It's a hot mess. The stuff that's on there is really difficult to get off. We had it powder coated when we did this job about 10 years ago, and it held up good for about the first 5 years, and then it just started deteriorating, and you can kind of see all the little rust blooms up on there where a little moisture would get behind that powder coat, and it would just start peeling off. In addition to the smokestack, we've also got the steam domes out here. So the steam dome on the left, the sand domes on the right, the bells back there too. We need to get all that cleaned up and repainted, and also the front door that goes on the front of the firebox, or smoke box rather, needs to be sandblasted. And so we got to get that off to a shop that's going to help us with that. So that is kind of where we are on the train right now. We've been working our butts off on this thing all week long, and it just doesn't seem like we've accomplished that much. We have, but it's just mostly been slow going stuff, tedious work, and just grunt work. But sometimes that's what it takes. I absolutely hate painting. It is like my least favorite thing in the world to do. Body filler work, I do not enjoy it. It's just not my cup of tea. I know that some people really do like that. I am not in that camp. But when it comes time to do this stuff, you just have to get it done. You just have to go out there and do it. There's lots of times, there's stuff I don't enjoy doing, but it's got to be done. So you just go get it done. And that's what we've been doing. We've been getting it done this week. And so glad to do that. Guys, that's pretty much a wrap on this update. We'll be having more on the Locomotive coming to you soon. Hang in there. We'll be giving you more updates as we continue getting this thing put back together. I'm really happy to have the boiler repairs done. I think that's going to be a big step forward for us. We were having lots of problems with that water leaking in there before. Getting that fixed is going to be a huge help. And I'm pretty confident that now that we've got that fixed, the engines, after we did the work to those, they were working fine. We were just getting so much water in the cylinders, it was not wanting to run very well. But I really feel like now that we've fixed the water in the steam issue, that things are going to work a lot better when we get it fired back up. Guys, that's a wrap. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Those thumbs up and comments are always greatly appreciated. Hit that bell icon up there to get notifications when new videos are posted. As always, a big, huge thank you to those who support the site financially through Patreon, PayPal, and YouTube memberships. Also, if you want to help out with the restoration project on this financially, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Georgia Museum of Agriculture. I'll put a link down in the description below, but you'll go to their website and there is a donate button, and you can click on that, make a donation, and again, that is tax-deductible. And with that, I'm getting out of here. We'll catch you on the next video again. As always, thanks for watching.